Hello, this is an interview of Miss Bessie Brown. We're going from generation, from my daughter, Tamara Kibler, my daughter, to
That was probably too
her
close.
grandmother, Bessie Brown. And we're going to ask a series of questions to sort of bridge the generational gap, bring us closer together, share some information that will help us be a better family. Thank you.
All right. So state your name for us and where you were born.
Bessie Mae Stevenson Brown. I was born in Charleston, West Virginia, in May the 31st, 1924.
To who? Who are your parents? What are your parents' name?
What's my birth?
Your parents' name.
Oh, George Mac Stevenson was my father. Azora Daisy Bell Stevenson was my mother.
And they were also born in Virginia? Were they from Virginia?
They were born in Birmingham.
Wow.
Oh, all right. Did you have any siblings?
Brothers
or
and sisters.
Did you have any brothers and sisters?
Yes, I had one brother, Oscar. I forget his middle name. Oscar Stevenson. He was born July 10th. He took be 2 years older than me, so he was born 1922.
22.
1922. And one sister, Vivian Evelyn Stevenson, born May 30th, 1922.
She was older than you? Vivian's older than you?
She's 4 years and 1 day.
Okay. So she was
1920.
1920. Cool.
All right. Can you tell us anything about your parents? Like what kind of jobs they had back then, or when they died? How they got
Yes,
together?
my father died in 1927. He was a coal miner.
Oh.
Oh.
What about your mom?
Your mom? What about your mom?
When was she born, you mean?
Yes.
And when did she die?
When did she die?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. What happened to your mom? Where's your mom?
What year? 1976. My
Wow.
mother died in 1976.
Wow. Do you remember how old she was when
When
she
she
died?
died?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. She never told her age, but I think she's born in, I don't know. She never told her age.
Wow.
Oh, I can get the death certificate.
Oh, it's
Oh, yeah,
okay.
not that big. Can you tell us what it was like growing up back then? Like, what'd you do as a child? How was your childhood? Do you have a good childhood?
Mine or my mother's?
Your childhood.
Oh, I was born in Charleston, and when my father died, my mother moved to Indianapolis, Indiana, with her sister Ida. Excuse me, Ida Jenkins, who lived in Indianapolis, Indiana.
Did you guys move around a lot? How was schooling? Did you go to school?
Where did I go to school?
Uh-huh.
I went to school at 56, school 56.
Was that high school? Middle school?
Then I went to 26, school 26. Because 56 only went to the 4th or 5th grade, I forget.
Wow. I think the fifth.
Oh, wow. How many people you have in a class?
A lot of people in the class.
How many people were in your class? Was it a lot of students?
Oh, yeah, 27.
Oh, that's not bad.
No.
You knew that right off the top.
So growing up, did you live with, was it just you, your sisters, and like your mom and dad in a house? Or did you live with like other aunts and uncles? Like, what was
Oh,
like the
yeah,
family?
I had A.D.,
Mm-hmm.
Carrie Purtis, and Ida Mae Jenkins, my mother's other sister. She only had 2 sisters and 1 brother. Edward, Reverend, Reverend. They don't call them reverends in the sanctified church. Elder. Edward Jones Sr.
Y'all got some sanctified folks.
Did you guys have like family moments? Like, did everybody always get together on Sundays and have big
Barbecue.
dinners or anything? Or anything
Okay.
traditional you guys did?
Yes, we got together on Sunday. Yeah, everybody but A.D. She didn't like church, no kind. And Uncle Ed would pray, and then they'd bring the food on.
Food.
Who did the cooking? Who did the cooking?
Oh, my mother.
Oh,
She was the best cook.
All
Oh
right.
boy, she could bake a turkey and you could eat it with your fingers. You didn't even have to swallow it; it just melted.
When did you start cooking?
Me?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, let's see. When did I marry Johnny?
I wasn't there.
Cause I lived with my mother till I married Johnny in 1950.
How old
Oh,
were you?
well, there you go.
That's like 30. You married at 30?
26.
26.
How long were you married to Granddaddy?
How long were you
to
married?
Granddaddy?
So we passed.
1950. He died in 87. He died in
37
1980.
years.
Wow.
And you were only married once? You only married once?
Yeah, just
Yeah, just once.
Yeah.
So when did you move to Indiana? You said you were born in Virginia, right?
She already answered that.
me.
Oh, when she
Why
married?
don't you read some of the...
Oh, okay. My bad.
All right, you're doing
It
good.
says,
Yeah, you're
what
doing real
was it
good.
like when you were a little girl?
God, I don't remember because I was only 4 years old when she left West Virginia.
Oh, okay.
No, I wasn't. I was 6 because I had started school.
How
We didn't play any games. Wasn't any games to play. We lived on the coal field.
Oh.
Miss Brown, do you remember the Depression?
You remember the Great Depression?
I must have been mighty young. I was
think so.
born in
Yeah.
24. Oh, yes. In 1934 was still the Depression.
Wow.
Do you remember?
We were on the city or county because I had to walk up. My girlfriend and I used to walk down the 16th Street to get all the way from 24th Street to 16th to get 2 loaves of bread.
Bread and cheese, yeah.
Oh,
Wow.
That was terrible.
So do you
Wow.
remember going to the movies?
Huh?
Do you remember going to the movies? Did you have the movies back then?
Oh yes, we had all the cowboys,
Oh, yeah.
and the movie was 5 cents.
Woo!
And popcorn?
No, the movie was 10 cents because it was 5 cents on Wednesdays. Every Wednesday it was 5 cents and free popcorn.
Woo! Free pop.
Wow.
That's my favorite price. That's my favorite price.
Little bag of popcorn.
Don't care.
The Depression.
Swim.
Yes.
Oh, I forgot. During the Depression, you would go to the community church. I forget what the name of it, and get some corned beef. I guess it was meat in a can.
Meat in the can, yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah.
It was whatever it was. It was and you take it home and you cut it up and you put onions and white potatoes.
Fix it up.
Fix it up and make it good. I said fix it up and make it good.
Oh yeah, oh my mother could tear it up. She'd make a hash out of it and make a pan of biscuits and a great big pot of rice.
That's what we're having for dinner.
I forgot during the Depression you got the meat and the rice and a bag of potatoes.
All the time? That's all y'all ate? Did y'all eat other
That's
stuff, or was that like the main courses?
That's the
That's all you had.
That's all you had?
That's how often they get
Oh, wait a
How often
minute.
did you
we
eat
used
that?
to
Was
get
that-
that white meat. What you call it? Yeah.
Pork.
Yeah. Then
Pork.
you could slice it like bacon. You
Yeah.
get a hunk like that. And
Lord.
you had to make it last for 2 weeks.
Ew.
Oh, God.
Lord.
Oh my
We
goodness.
get it at the Sanctified Church. I forget the name of the church.
Well, they passed it out to everybody, or?
The pastor was Grover C. Mills. He tell you every Sunday, I'm Reverend Grover's elder. Grover C. Mills, and my mother sang in the choir. Oh, she could sing. Of course, my sister could too. But
Yep. That's where Nikki got it from.
we lived at 24th and Sheldon Street for about 8 years. My brother was killed in 1936 riding his bicycle. You know, they was the Roosevelt had started the WPA, and they got $15 every 2 weeks. That's $30 a month. That's back in the rent.
Woo-wee. That's good money right
It was
there.
only 7 cents for a loaf of bread, though.
Wow.
And we moved to Irvington in, let's see, 1930. Because I was going to Christmas Attics then.
Wow. Okay, we
Oscar
go.
Robinson, did you know him?
Christmas Eve.
Did you know Oscar Robinson?
And yeah, when he was young, Oscar Robinson wasn't that much. He's almost, he's not my age now. He should be. Let's see, was he older than me, Oscar Robinson? I remember him playing. Oh, yes, I was going to Christmas Attics. And I tried to get on the
Cheerleader.
drill team. What do you call it?
Cheerleader.
drill
Because
team.
I could holler louder than anybody. Oh,
Oh,
I
I believe that.
And I joined the Girls Reserves when I was 15, and I used to, all the schools would meet once a year for
Jamboree.
yells. And I yelled everybody in there. They could hear me downtown.
I wonder where y'all got that from.
I know I'm very
I
boisterous.
was called group leader.
Oh, cool.
Let's see. There was something else I wanted to say.
Swimming.
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 What?
Swimming. You said you was gonna
Oh, yes. We lived 2 blocks from Douglas Park,
Wow.
and
I thought so.
they had white lifeguards, no Negroes,
Of course.
and you should have seen that swimming suit. The
Look like a dress?
yeah, the legs. You know, you had the suit, and then the legs.
Oh.
Pants up under the little skirt.
Oh.
And when we come up out of the shower, I jumped in the pool, and my mother almost had a heart attack. Oh, she's dying! She's gonna die! And the white lifeguard jumped over in there, and he almost drowned me getting me out. But I never went back. When I went back, I think I was 14 years old, and I was 7 then. So I never got to swim anymore. But I was leader of the pack. We went to the YMCA over on, what is it? It's over there now,
Indiana.
behind the Walker Theater.
Who taught you how to swim?
Huh?
Who taught you to swim?
I taught myself.
Touch yourself.
But I never could do too much, but I could paddle the water.
Get from one side to the other.
And then the last time I remember, they had taken the bottoms off of them swimming suits, and you just had the little dress like, you know.
Moving
And
on up.
everybody made fun of you because you look like I don't know what. And let's see, we moved to Irvington in 1937, I think it was, when we moved to Irvington on Catherwood.
Ask her if she enjoyed high
And
school.
we had an old one of them old Davenports that let out into a bed. My sister and I slept. Slept on this Davenport. And my mother slept. We didn't have but 3 rooms: a living room,
Yep.
and
Dining room.
it's supposed to be a dining room, I
Yeah.
guess, but it was my mother's bed and the kitchen.
Yeah.
So what's the highest level of education you received?
Oh, I graduated from high school.
Oh, okay.
Did she do have
I
any
don't remember the
activities?
year, but I
Let's
did
get to the
graduate.
black
Did
and
you have
white
any-
people. Let's get
Did
to
you
the
have
black
any
and white
activities
people.
in high school? Did you do any activities besides the cheerleading?
Beside the girls' reserve?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so. Oh, well, yes. I was in the dramatic club.
All right. Oh, Lord.
And
Drama.
I was always the leader of the pack. And we had a program one time, and I was Zazu Pitts.
Mm-hmm.
She used to say, "Oh, dear. Oh, dear." So I had to wring my hands. And,
All right.
but
Get
I
to the black
won
and
the
white folks.
competition. I won the competition as Zazu Pitts.
So you was like one of the
Wow.
most popular people in high school.
Huh?
I said, so in high school you were like one of the most popular people. Everybody knew Bessie.
It was scared of me.
They were
Uh-oh.
scared of you.
Because I was a fighter, too.
Ooh. You don't want to see these hands? You don't want to see these hands.
Oh, yeah, and the other girl was a fighter, but I was supposed to be the best, and she was supposed to be the best. Boy, we was going to meet after school. We had a date to meet,
Did you meet?
and all the kids had farmed all kinds of circles, waiting for us to come out so me and her could. She went one way, and I went the
Oh.
She lived at 23rd in Columbia, and I lived at 24th in Sheldon, and she went that way, and I went, and all the kids was out there in the front. So they wasn't scared of me no more.
What was your first job?
Cowards,
What was your first job?
My first job? Let's see, what was my first job? Oh! When I graduated from Addis, I went to RCA. What is that? Was that it?
Yes,
RCA
ma'am.
over there on Michigan? It was a
Wow.
record presser.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, I was.
How much you get paid?
How much did I get paid?
Yeah.
Oh, I think I got 73 cents an hour.
Ooh, wait.
Said every hour.
And how was that like was that like minimum wage back then? 73 cents?
That's top dollar.
Well, I told you bread was 5 cents a loaf.
Right.
73 cents, she getting paid.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I think eggs was about 12 cents. I think eggs was a little higher.
Milk.
How old were you when you had your first job?
When I got my
What
first
you got
job,
out of school?
When
I
I was
was-
like 18? Was that 18?
I think I was about 17 or 18. Because let's see, I was 17 when I graduated from, and I went through thing. I must have been 20, because I was when I went to RCA as a record presser. And then I went to, I thought it was a better job. And they made me You put this thing in the, you know how when you take a record off of the press, it's raggedy.
What's a
All the way
record?
around the edge. So then you stack them, and you then go through this machine, and it cut off the raggedy part.
Oh,
And they didn't tell me how to use this.
Oh.
And I just shoved it in there, you know, and stood there and did that. Oh, and all that black dirt and everything went all over me.
Oh no. That's okay.
I don't know what I look like, but everybody told me go home and wash your face. But my eyes. And then finally one of the white girls showed me how to
Use the record player.
yeah. It was a little button down up under there that you push that would take the you know, dust away from your face. But for 2 days.
all in knowing.
Man.
Hey.
Oh, that
speaking of
sounded-
music,
Go
ask
ahead.
her about her music back then. What did she
Oh
listen
yeah,
to?
what kind of music? What kind of music did you guys? What was popular back then?
Shall we check?
Nat King Cole.
Nat King Cole.
And
Sam Cooke?
Ray Charles.
Oh.
And it was Dinah Washington.
Oh,
Is
yeah.
that your favorite? Who's your favorite?
Yeah, she could really sing.
What's her name?
Diana Washington.
And the show was at 19th and Martindale, and we lived at 24th and Sheldon.
Wow.
So you had to walk.
Right.
There wasn't no buses, wasn't no street, wasn't no transportation. Nothing to think of.
Walking was the transportation.
Pat Turner, babe.
Oh, yes, and my stepfather, I forgot, he bought a car in 1934. One of great big up and way out front.
So how long after
And he
Johnny?
couldn't see.
Oh, Lord.
And he's driving in the rain one night,
Mhm.
and this car hit and knocked my mother out of she hit on the door, you know, it knocked her out in the street. She fell out in the street, and another car rolled right over the, you know, the hem of her coat.
Whoa.
And she said, she heard one of the ambulances, ain't no need going over there, she's dead. She said, the hell I ain't dead yet. That was the last of the cars. We didn't have no more cars.
Ooh, wait.
Wow.
So growing up, it seemed like life was like pretty normal compared to like today. Your life back then, did you guys have any challenges?
Black people.
Like what?
For black
like
people.
being black or, you know, just growing up in general. Were there any challenges for the family in that time or?
Was it hard for black people?
Let me see. Oh yeah, because I told you we had this show there at 19th and Martindale, and it was all black because you couldn't go to the white shows downtown.
Right. So how would you describe life for a black woman growing up? How would you describe life for a black woman growing up in those times?
The only job you could get was taking care of white people's kids.
Nannies.
Wasn't no jobs for black people, period.
Right.
That's when Roosevelt started the WPA.
That's right.
$15 every 2 weeks.
So this one says, what was it like voting for the first black president? So,
Let's see. I think we voted for Roosevelt. My mother and them did. I wasn't old enough. You had to be 21.
I'm talking about now, since like times were hard then. How did you feel about finally voting for the first black president?
Oh, I loved it, and I love him, and I think that he made a difference.
You think he made a difference? Okay.
When was the first time you could vote?
You see him all over the place. And there he is somewhere.
There he is.
Yeah.
Up there, top center. Top center.
Oh, I loved it.
What was your
And
question?
my niece and her boyfriend, no, my granddaughter and her friend and my grandson took me to vote. at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Woo!
Wow.
And the line was completely around. Well, the line was by here to you when we went in. And by the time we come out, it was all the way around the block.
Wow. So it was good y'all went early.
He
Well-
got 94% of the black vote.
Oh, yeah, he needs to get it again. When was the first time you voted? How old were you the first time you
I
voted?
can't hear you.
How old were you the first time you voted?
When was the first time you voted? Who'd you vote for first?
Oh, yeah. I don't think I voted for nobody but Obama.
Wow.
Wow.
Let's see, did I vote? Who else? Oh, yes,
Clinton.
we voted for,
Jimmy Carter.
we voted for Bush
You
the first time I voted.
Oh, wow.
voted for Bush?
Yeah, you asked for that?
Really?
So, growing up, have you ever experienced any like racism?
Say what?
Have you ever experienced for yourself any racism or
Oh,
segregation?
yes. During the war, I don't know what war it was, but during the war, I worked at the state fair, the fairgrounds. The fairgrounds was turned into, making material for the war.
Mhm.
And I was in the shipping department. And so one day we had an extra load that big orders that time. That's how I learned about Waycross, Georgia.
Oh.
We always sent material there. And I was getting on the streetcar, they had streetcars then. And she snatched me down and said, "You don't walk in front of me." She just never ought to did it. Got home, took over. They didn't put me off of they didn't put me on the streetcar, but I didn't go to work the next day. But the next day, I think they were Army men, came to get my pass and everything. They fired me for whooping her butt.
Wow.
From the door all the way back to the back. Killed her. And that was the last of my, jobs for the, what you call it? For the
WPA.
Army. I didn't get hired anymore.
When did you meet Granddaddy? When did you meet Granddaddy? Where'd you meet him?
When and where did you meet Granddaddy?
Oh, I was sitting, we had the mother and daughters trio in our church. My mother, my sister, and myself. Oh, we could tear them up too. My sister and my mother both could sing. And he walked in the door and he took my voice.
Oh.
When we got through, my sister said, "What's wrong with you?" I said, "That's my husband." She said, "You ain't married," because she done been married about 3 times, and I had never been married. And I think I was I was 19 or 20.
Wow.
And I had never been married, but I had Sandy Joe. And when church was over, I asked somebody, I said, "Who is that?" He was, what was that girl? She was a Betty Bass. That was her friend. Everybody said, "That's her boyfriend." I said, "I don't care. He's my husband." And 2 years later, we got married.
Wow.
How many kids did you have?
How many children?
Yeah.
I had 3 boys and 3 girls.
What are their names?
J.D., John D., Kevin, Daryl Leon, Sandra,
Josephine.
I had Sandra, and then I had
Bridget
Cookie.
Mm-hmm.
and Jackie.
I had 3 girls and 3 boys, didn't I?
Cookie, Sandy, Jackie,
Yeah,
and then
Sandy was first.
JD, Kevin, and Daryl.
6.
Yep.
Yep. All by Johnny?
Huh?
All by Johnny?
All except Sandy.
All except for Sandy?
Right.
She's
How many grandchildren?
Oh.
But I had
Wow.
Sandy first.
How many kids did your sister have?
My sister,
Uh-huh.
Say grandchildren.
Beverly.
Beverly, that was it?
Beverly
She only had one.
And she told the Lord she didn't want no more.
And Vivian has Chuck, right?
No, that was Chuck.
Chuck is Beverly.
Yeah. How many kids did Beverly have?
5.
Oh,
Ooh.
boy, I didn't know that.
Went
What
the
are all their
opposite.
names?
Brian, Chuck,
Kim,
Kim,
Charles, David,
Brian.
and Kim. It's another girl. Kim and somebody. You mean I done forgot? Let's see, there's Chuck and David and Kim.
Brian.
I said Brian, Bryant.
Yeah, Brian and I think, 2 boys and 2 girls.
3 boys.
Beverly had 4 kids.
Okay. And then how many grandchildren do you have? How many kids do each of your kids have?
How many grandchildren do I have? Well, I was counting the other day. I got, let's see, Kevin had 2. Daryl had 1. Sandy had 3. And who else?
Jackie had 2.
Bridget is.
Yeah,
Bridget
Jackie
had
has
2. Two. We up to 9. JD, how many did JD get?
Yeah.
2.
He got 2. That's 11. Think that's everybody except
No,
for
what
Daryl.
about us?
Daryl, we got you.
We didn't get in there.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
did.
2, Bridget.
Daryl. Daryl.
One,
only has
she
you
said,
time?
yeah.
That's it.
Daryl, Kevin,
2.
Cookie,
2.
Sandy.
2.
3.
3. I got 2. JD got 2.
Right.
JD.
Got 2. And then Daryl got 1.
I thought I had 6 children.
You did have 6. That was 6. Start with the girls. So Jackie had 2. Bridget had 2.
4. Go. I'm saying counting.
Oh yeah, 4.
JD
And then
had
Sandy.
2.
Wait, Sandy had 3. We're doing the girls first.
7.
1, 2, 3. All right, now the boys. JD had 2.
That's 9.
Kevin had 2.
That's
and
11.
Daryl had 1.
12.
12. You got 12. 12 grandkids.
How about greats?
Any great grandchildren?
Grandchildren.
Great.
Great grandchildren.
Oh my God. Let's see.
1.
Bree has 2. And what?
Deanna.
what's the name?
Deanna. Deanna.
Deanna has 3.
5.
And Cookie had.
Nikki.
She just had 1.
Yep. That one I thought.
Here it is.
Yep.
Nikki had 1.
Yep. Me and Ashley ain't got none.
And Caleb.
Oh, Caleb.
Caleb.
Yep. Can't forget Caleb. That's a great.
And wait.
What is Teresa?
No, Teresa's her grandchild. So
Oh, we left her out. Did we count her?
yeah,
Yeah.
you can
No,
count
I don't
her.
know
Yeah.
who's one.
Oh.
Teresa's one of
Sandy's.
Yeah,
Okay, we just said their
Right.
how many, not the names.
Teresa's got how many kids does Teresa have?
Wow.
How many kids does Teresa have?
She got
Teresa got.
Terriana.
She had 3.
Terriana, Terry.
Yeah.
Who's the last one?
Deanna. Deanna and Terry and
Terriana.
Terriana.
Terry.
I can't think of all of them. What's that boy up there we see in the
Terry.
store?
Terry.
Terry.
Yeah.
And the girl. I guess she just had 2.
Okay.
Well, that's all the questions we had. Is there any other information you would like to tell us that you think we should know?
Do you think you had a good life? With a wrap up with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I was 16, my sister and I got in a fight. And she was ironing. And I didn't have sense enough to know that she think she's gonna put, and she laid that iron right there.
Ooh.
And I bumped her again, and she laid it right there.
Oh, no.
And she'd been ironing about 2 hours, and they didn't have the irons. We got any more irons. You know, irons.
Oh my
Set them
God.
on the stove and get them hot.
Whoa.
Well, I used to have a little place right there where it almost went in my eye. She set that iron right there.
Oh.
And then the police came to get her, but I don't know what my mother said. They took my mother in the next room, and they didn't take her to jail. But they came back and was asking her, I was 16. They was asking her questions, and he said, wasn't anybody talking to you? And if you open your mouth, because I can arrest you for mayhem, whatever that was, I guess. Oh yeah, because she said, what is mayhem? He said, disfiguring a person's face, and it was disfigured.
Oh no.
But I used everything on my face anybody told me. And one of the women told me to get some chicken. And I did, and I plastered it all over. Even across my mouth. Chicken.
Raw
doo-doo.
chicken?
Yeah, the real old doo-doo.
Oh.
But it healed it.
You
It
might
took all
need
those
a scar
scars
here.
away.
I'm straight.
Put it on
I'll just
there.
keep the scars.
But just picking up it.
Oh no, that's
And my mother had a yard full of chickens, and I'd stand there and wait till he.
Oh, okay. We don't want to leave on that note.
Did y'all grow like your own vegetables and stuff at the house?
Did y'all grow your own vegetables and stuff at the house?
Oh yeah, my first stepfather. Oh, he made a garden in the backyard. We had plenty of vegetables. And he could make a garden, I'm telling you. Coach, you had to go steal it. Me and my girlfriend would steal them big old ripe tomatoes. So he went and got, I forget, some kind of chlorophyll, something he went and got. It was white and sprinkled all over. We ate the white stuff in the tomatoes. If the chicken shit didn't kill me. Oh yeah, you can see. Oh well, I didn't get too old now. But you could, when I throw my arm up there, she laid that iron. So I didn't worry about my. I didn't worry about my arms. I
was worried more about your face.
So for a long time, you could see that where she stuck that arm.
So
But anyway, after that, we didn't never get along.
So other than that, do you feel like you had a good life?
Other than that, do you feel like you had a good life?
After I married Johnny, yeah.
Anything you would change? If you could change anything, would you change it?
Oh no, I was crazy about that old ugly boy.
Is there anything you want to say to, just anybody that might be watching this in the future? Any words of wisdom to your family? Or anything you want to just say to the future generations?
Any words of wisdom you want to leave for like the future generation or anybody?
Oh yeah, don't never be a fighter. I would thought I was the baddest thing in school, 56 too. I met one that was badder than me, but we never fought. Because when we were supposed to have this big fight, she went one way and I went the other. And I had one teacher named Mr. Chenault, a little bitty short man, but he was the best teacher. And our music teacher, Miss Hill, Martha Hill, she was one of the greatest teachers I ever had. And Mr. Chanel. And did I drive?
No, dancing. They was talking about dancing. What kind of dancing did y'all have?
Oh yeah, Jittybug. The Jittybug and what other was that? The black something. Wait a minute. All I can remember is the Jitterbug. And oh yes, and we only had one room that you could entertain in, and my mother would let me have a party on my birthday, but she put 100-watt bulb up in top of the ceiling because she didn't have no lamps. And make sure she saw everything that was going on.
Woo!
I can tell you Charleston.
No looking up at the lights at
By
all.
myself, I could dance the Charleston.
Kid and play. Hola, hola.
No, you cross your feet.
Oh, she's gonna do it.
Let me see. If I can still do it. You twist your feet. Listen. Oh, I can't do it now, but anyway, you twist your feet.
I did like the mashed potato, the twist. The twist.
You know, and one foot will go, yeah, and you, I can't do it. But I was a Charleston dancer.
It was like a Charlie Brown when you come in.
And that's my life.
Wait, I say we should end on a prayer.
Yeah.
Everybody get together.
Okay. Father in heaven, we thank you for this opportunity to come together as a family for this auspicious occasion for an interview with the oldest or the longest generation of our family, for the insight and the depth and the sharing that she made possible to enrich and to embellish us to come together and to grow. We thank you for the blessings and the favor you've given us. We thank you for longevity of life that you've given her. We ask you, Lord God, to bless our family and allow, Lord God, what we've heard and what future generations will hear to bless them to develop and to be the best that they can be. We glorify, we praise, and we magnify you. We thank you for all that you do for us. We ask you to continue to bless this family and bring us together as one. In your name we do pray. Amen.
Amen.
No, I don't get up here enough. I need to know my grandma.
Good.
And then my baby's gonna have it for her babies. We don't have no babies.
Wait, we gotta get one poll for everybody in.
I was trying to think of how many
Cameron.
great-grandkids I got.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that's a great.
Yeah, so how many generations do we have? 1, 2, 3, 3?
I got a whole lot of great-grandkids.
Oh yeah, you a daddy.
And then I'm a mama.
Yes. You're a daddy, and I'm a mama.
Get by your grandma. You get over here on in.
Wait.
Come on, see.
Y'all can all get in front of me because y'all taller than me.
Can you see?
Why would everybody get in front of you?
I
You're
mean,
taller than
behind
me.
me. Sorry.
Block me all the way out. Straight up in the head. You got hair in my face.
Oh my goodness, this should actually be a picture.
Yeah.
I know.
She's like,